On September 3rd, the Chinese Communist Party put on a show of force with a military parade costing over $5 billion. But what people witnessed was more than just tanks, missiles, and a 70-minute fireworks display. Beneath the grandeur, a series of unusual details surfaced. Officials seated in the wrong places, missing leaders, a plunging stock market, and a shocking conversation between Xi Jinping, Putin, and Kim Jong-un that reverberated across the globe. What lies behind the most expensive military parade in history? Is it truly a display of strength or a glimpse into the hidden fractures within Zhongnanhai? Let's find out. A parade that burned through 36 billion yuan. According to intelligence from Taiwan's national security agencies, the September 3rd military parade staged by the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, cost more than 36 billion yuans, RMB, about 5 billion USDs. This included roughly 800 million yuan for military training, which began in April, and around 200 million yuan for fuel and maintenance costs for the 45 participating formations, personnel, vehicles, aircraft, etc. On top of that, factories were forced to shut down to guarantee clear skies for the parade. Reuters reported that the expense amounted to about 2% of China's total defense budget, estimated at $249 billion in 2025. After burning through 36 billion yuan, Xi Jinping set off a 70-minute fireworks display that eventually flickered out. The entire parade was broadcast live by CCP-controlled CCTV, drawing massive attention. The event was vast in scale, with authorities sparing no effort to ensure perfection. Every group performed in seamless coordination. Yet, despite the meticulous planning, something unexpected slipped through during the live broadcast. A screenshot circulating online showed that while the CCP's ceremonial unit was marching, someone left comments such as, "Xi Jinping step down, Communist Party step down, strike, boycott classes, remove the traitor dictator Xi Jinping, overthrow the Communist Party," and more. What followed added to the shock. Immediately after the parade ended, China's A-share stock market saw defense sector shares plummet, with army equipment stocks at one point dropping as much as 8.11 percentage points. One netizen remarked, "Today's drop is the sharpest in 5 months." A military parade followed by such a crash, it's absurd. Clearly, for many observers, the real focus wasn't the parade itself, but the revealing details surrounding it, especially the officials who appeared at the event, and a grave incident that rattled the international community. The seating arrangement of officials reveals many clues. From CCTV's footage, 15 retired senior CCP officials, including Li Ruiwan, Wen Jiabao, Jia Qinglin, Zhang Dezheng, Yu Zhengsheng, Li Jianshu, Wang Yang, Zhang Qinghong, Liu Yunshan, Wang Qishan, Zhang Gaoli, and others appeared on Tiananmen Tower. Notably, Li Ruiwan and Wen Jiabao sat side by side. At the CCP's National Day banquet on October 1st last year, the two had walked in hand and taken seats on either side of Xi Jinping. Observers began speculating then that these two might be key forces pushing to unseat Xi. Also drawing attention this time was Wang Yang, who has been at the center of recent discussions. Yet among the CCP's elders, 4 figures were absent: former leader Hu Jintao, former premier Zhu Rongji, and 2 former Politburo Standing Committee members, Song Ping and Luo Gan, whose absence was widely attributed to health reasons. Zhu Rongji, now approaching 95, has been in poor health for years. His last public appearance was in October 2020, when hospital staff held a small party for his 92nd birthday. Little is known about Song Ping beyond the fact that he is 108 years old. He last appeared in October last year when he visited Tsinghua University. But at his advanced age, his health is inevitably fragile. Luo Gan, now 90, was also likely absent due to health issues. Among current Politburo members, He Weidong remained conspicuously missing. Meanwhile, Ma Xingrui, long rumored to be in trouble and absent from public view, did appear, though his demeanor seemed unusual. Images showed him looking heavy-hearted, repeatedly clasping his hands and occasionally wiping his forehead, as though under stress. But the most surprising detail to outside observers was the seating of Zhang Yuxia. He was placed in the very front row, at the outermost seat. On Tiananmen Tower, the front row, aside from foreign leaders, is typically reserved for current and former state-level officials. Zhang Yuxia, however, is only a vice state-level official, making him an exception. Could this mean Zhang has been promoted to full state level? Clearly not. If that were the case, he would at least be seated ahead of Han Zheng. The fact that he sat at the far end suggests he remains a vice state-level official. Was it because Zhang is the most senior in the Politburo? Not either. Ma Xingrui and Wang Yi both outrank him in seniority. Eliminating those possibilities, the seating arrangement, judging by the CCP's symbolic political choreography, likely carried a political message. Zhang's front row seat could mean one of two things: either humiliation or elevation. If arranged by Xi Jinping, meaning Xi still holds power, then perhaps it was meant to embarrass Zhang. As a vice state-level official, what right do you have to sit among full state-level leaders? I'll put you here so everyone can see your awkward position. In that case, however, it would be Zhang, not He Weidong, who should have been missing. If not arranged by Xi, then the opposite could be true. It might have been intended to raise Zhang's profile, or serve as a signal that he, not Xi, is the one truly in control. So which interpretation seems more convincing to you? Was the parade downgraded? In fact, the scale of the CCP parade was clearly downgraded, evident in two aspects. First, the choice of parade commander. The chief commander was Lieutenant General Han Shengyan of the Central Theater Air Force, a rank notably lower than in previous parades. By CCP tradition, the overall commander of such major events has always been the highest-ranking military officer in the capital region, previously the commander of the Beijing Military Region, and since military reforms, the commander of the Central Theater Command, usually holding the rank of full general. Looking into Han Shengyan's background, there are no clear factional ties. He previously served in the Chengdu and Lanzhou military regions, remained relatively unknown, and was largely sidelined. His appointment as parade commander underscores the downgraded level of this parade. Second, Xi Jinping's speech. Xi's address this time was significantly shorter than in the 2015 parade. During CCTV's live broadcast, Premier Li Qiang presided over the ceremony while Xi delivered his remarks via teleprompter. According to CCTV's timeline, Xi spoke for under 8 minutes, compared to around 13 minutes in 2015. His speech contained just over 900 characters, less than two-thirds of the 20,700 characters in 2015. Moreover, in 2015 Xi's tone was resolute and forceful, while this time it sounded weary and lifeless. Throughout the event, whether speaking or riding in the parade car, Xi wore a downcast expression, showing no trace of joy. These anomalies have raised questions about whether his health is deteriorating. CCTV images showed Xi's head noticeably tilted and repeatedly swaying uncontrollably, a sign of possible medical issues. Many analysts speculated that these symptoms could point to a stroke, brain injury, or other neurological conditions. Footage also suggested problems with Xi's leg. After reviewing the troops in the car, as he walked back to Tiananmen Tower, CCTV unexpectedly broadcast him on foot. The images clearly showed him limping, with his right leg visibly impaired. During this parade, almost everyone on Tiananmen Tower remained seated, except staff members. Officially, this may have been arranged out of consideration for the age and health of senior retired leaders like Li Ruihuan, nearly 91, or Zheng Qinghong, 86. Yet despite their age, they appeared in good spirits. In the 2015 parade, by contrast, everyone, including Jiang Zemin, then 89, stood throughout. Could it be that Xi's poor health was the real reason for seating everyone, using the arrangement as a cover to conceal his condition? A shocking conversation. When Xi Jinping, Putin, and Kim Jong-un walked back toward Tiananmen Tower, they openly discussed organ transplants. Because their microphones had not been turned off, their exchange was accidentally broadcast live on CCTV. The clip was soon picked up by major international outlets, including Bloomberg, AP, the BBC, Japan's ANN, Australia's ABC, and Hong Kong's Phoenix TV, stunning audiences worldwide. Within China, however, state-controlled media and even some external propaganda channels have since tried to suppress the footage. Many YouTube links have been disabled, though the video continues to circulate widely on social media and foreign platforms. The recording, lasting less than a minute, began with Xi speaking in Mandarin. Nowadays, living to 70 years old is no longer unusual. A Russian interpreter then repeated his remark. Earlier, people rarely lived to 70, but these days at 70, you are still a child. Putin responded with a comment that was unclear in the raw audio, but the Mandarin translation indicated he was speaking about biotechnology. As biotechnology advances, human organs can be continuously transplanted, allowing us to become younger and younger, perhaps even achieve immortality. The Korean translation also referenced organ transplantation. She then added, "It is predicted that in this century, it may be possible to live to 150 years old." The camera feed cut off right after that line. Xi and Putin are both 72, while Kim Jong-un is 41. According to Russia's RT, Putin later confirmed the conversation when asked by Russian reporters. Modern medical advances, including organ replacement surgery, raise hopes that human lifespans will increase significantly, he said, adding that such changes would have social, political, and economic consequences. The CCP Foreign Ministry and CCTV did not respond to Reuters' requests for comment. Organ harvesting in China is not new, but when Xi Jinping declared that people may live to 150, ordinary Chinese had little cause to celebrate. The ones who might reach such an age are China's elite, the senior CCP leadership. Ordinary citizens are implicated only because the regime needs a constant supply of organs to replace the parts of those in power. The source of those organs can only be the general population, meaning ordinary people serve as a living supply bank for the CCP. Xi's words were not idle. This has long been a CCP project. In 2019, Beijing's 301 military hospital ran an advertisement revealing the so-called Leadership Health Project 981, aimed at extending life to 150 years. It integrated cancer prevention, anti-aging, chronic disease management, organ regeneration, and boasted of leading the world in helping CCP leaders outlive their Western counterparts. The ad claimed the project began in 2005 with 3 pillars: a health promotion project, an eternal youth project, and a longevity to 150 project. Radio Free Asia previously reported that Project 981 brought together top experts from the 301 Hospital and the Academy of Military Medical Sciences, serving CCP leaders exclusively and sparing no cost to extend their lives. Behind it lurked the dark reality of organ swaps, livers, kidneys, even live organ extractions. U.S. scholar Stephen Mosher exposed how, as early as last century, the CCP harvested organs from executed prisoners and detainees for senior officials. After Jiang Zemin's crackdown on Falun Gong, practitioners became large-scale victims of organ harvesting. Today, the regime's reach has extended to the general public. Beyond that, organs have also been used as diplomatic gifts and bargaining chips. Malaysia's Sin Chew Daily reported that on September 20, 2024, Malaysia's 17th king, Sultan Ibrahim, visited China and met Xi Jinping. In a private conversation, Sultan Ibrahim personally thanked China for a special arrangement that allowed his son to undergo a successful liver transplant in China. Now, with Xi Jinping himself openly discussing the subject and the leaked video surviving intact, the CCP's involvement in live organ harvesting stands exposed. U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson, when asked by NTD English, said, "I will tell you that we've heard some horrific stories of these organ transplants, and all of this in China, that they take it from unwilling donors, to put it mildly. The fact that they were caught in a hot mic is very telling. It tells you where their worldview is, in contrast to ours." Johnson stressed that Xi Jinping himself, raising the subject, should draw the world's utmost attention and vigilance. Trump strikes back with 3 punches. While Xi Jinping was putting on his military show, just over 3 hours before the parade began, Trump posted a war update on Truth Social. Under his orders, the U.S. military launched a kinetic strike against a narco-terrorist group tied to the Maduro regime, Beijing's South American ally, killing 11 terrorists on the spot. The unspoken message: while you're busy rehearsing for a performance, my military is fighting real battles across the globe. He used the smoke of real gunfire to smother the artificial gloss of the parade. The second punch was the ultimate political jab. Just 5 minutes after the parade ended, precisely when global media were looking for commentary, Trump dropped his scathing post-parade reflections. What made it sting? 1. He challenged history itself. Trump asked bluntly whether Xi had mentioned the blood of Americans shed for China's freedom during World War II. This cut straight to the heart of the CCP's legitimacy. Who actually fought alongside the US, the Republic of China? Your history has been falsified. 2. He separated the people from the regime. Trump wished President Xi and the wonderful people of China a great commemoration, drawing a clear line between the people and the CCP. 3. He delivered the nuclear strike. Trump wrote, "Please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America. In plain words, I've exposed you. Do as you will. You're preparing to confront America." That one line transformed the parade from a self-staged superpower showcase into a gang meeting caught under US surveillance. The most remarkable part was Moscow's reaction. A Kremlin spokesperson said they hoped Trump was joking when he described Xi, Putin, and Kim as conspiring in Beijing. Think about it. Is this really a counterattack? It sounded more like a gang caught red-handed telling the police, "Don't take it seriously. We were just joking." With that one remark, broadcast to the world, the Kremlin effectively admitted defeat in the psychological war, laying bare their deepest fears. And what do you think of this year's CCP parade? Leave your thoughts below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next program.